Question 4. Summarize your key findings and which of these were the most interesting to you. So I had 3 core realizations from the key findings. So throughout the process, looking across all the footage, with all the other factors coming into it, whether it's the edits or the specific tasks, and then doing them practically, one thing came very clear. Voguing, that stylistic quality, is very much in my improvisation dancing. So yeah, those catwalks, the model poses, and that sense of elevated ego is very much present across all the explorations. The article from Vogue Dance Flow and a New Dimension for Performance Psychology by D.R. Smith, Carter and Phillips 2019 states HBC, House Ballroom Culture, members invoke a spiritual transformation, which new meanings are assigned to their lives. And I do think that quote represented what it is, what I go through when dancing, improvising in the way I like. It does feel like a transformation, and it is obviously very influenced from voguing and that culture. But yeah, that was a realization for me, seeing it be consistent across all the explorations. The next realization, the next finding, I found that if I gave myself a specific task, and I gave myself the task of maintaining a focus on something within my dancing, I found it harder to enter the flow state. So even if I make a conscious attempt to change something or focus on something else, I'm still going back to that sweet spot of that in the flow state that I enjoy and feel comfortable in when I'm improvising. An article a passage from the book Music, Emotion, Trancing, Deep Listeners, Becker, 2004, states, one of the salient features of possession trance is the apparent absence of or inactivity of or the substitution for the autobiographical self in favour of the sense of the special self of trance possession. The entranced self is only experienced for a few minutes or perhaps an hour or so every weeks. Again, I feel like another quote that kind of resonates and describes that kind of feeling of change within me. Reading it and then getting an article and then doing a video exploration, being inspired by the article, because that prompted my use of this feeling of otherness and other selves, prompted my use of edits in the videos. I did find that if I gave myself a specific task, it was quite hard for me to focus on it because I would just go back to the previous task. No, I would enjoy myself in flow state too much, and I just wouldn't be able to focus. And finally, the last realization is I thought it was the bass music, but it turns out that isn't the thing that was motivating me to move the most. It was actually certain qualities in the movement, qualities in the music would influence my movement. And I found a quote, so this is from a passage from Exploring Psychedelic, Trance and Electronic Dance Music in Modern Culture by Simeo, Malheiro da Silva and Tonero Magalhães. And the quote is, concentrating, expanding, landing, taking off, rising to the occasion, taking a break, and coming back to rise higher and higher in every take. It is mind-blowing, and there is always a path to follow for everyone, being particularly organic in tone change, and with many layers, trances may go into wider realms of possibility. The tunes really do talk to us. Now, I picked out specific songs from that article that resonated with me, that I enjoyed the most, and then I used that as my influence to do the practical explorations. And I found that it wasn't necessarily just the bass music making me want to move, it was the things I was connecting to in the songs that I liked that made me move more, and enter flow state more. So I think that was a realization and outcome for me as well. And I would say out of all of them, the most interesting to me was that final realization, that music making me want to move in a personal way, because I'm connecting to the personal aspects of the music that I connect to.